Jain, Air Marshal Mateshwar, Dr. Pillai on the dais, Mr. Mahalingam, and online Ambassador Sinha, General Arun, distinguished guests, and all members of the MMA fraternity. Firstly, I'd like to congratulate the MMA fraternity to organizing this event on Op Sindoor, which I think seems to be the first, at least in this region, apart from what we are seeing in the TV. So my compliments to you, sir. So at the outset, sir, let me begin by uh, paying on behalf of the armed forces gratitude to everybody, the whole nation, all the people for really expressing their emotions toward the armed forces, reposing faith in us, and acknowledging our professional competence, technical skills, and valor. So thank you so much, and thank you very much, sir. So time being short, I will straight away dive into the topic. The last 15 days, maybe starting 7th May, 6th May, there has been a surfeit of deluge of information. So most of you are aware of a lot of things. So this deluge has one big advantage, that the nation as such has become aware of the importance of the armed forces. And they have realized then, with the changing geopolitical dynamics, the whole country is at risk if the armed forces don't perform. This realization only dawns when it happens to you, but there are examples many around. You can see Ukraine, what has happened to it. You can see Syria, Iraq. If you don't have strong armed forces, the nations don't exist. So that is why the emphasis on nation first, security of the nation. So that realization, of course, this media deluge, as I said, has done it. But then on the flip side, what it has done is created so much of information where it has caused, I will say, disfocusing from the real issue of what was the thing. So I'm going to just stand here for a few minutes trying to refocus from the information generally available, because something which is confidential will, in any case, may not be shared, but to just put you on the line that what should be the thought and align with we as a nation, so that we don't think separately as this part of the state or somebody who's in some other part of the state or some other kind of affiliation. So coming to the first Pahalgam, everybody saw that, the Dastardly Act. I mean, I will call it a wimp attack. No man, if he calls himself a man, kills somebody in front of his family. So the most coward people are the ones who do such act. So this was the escalation which Pakistan did. There is more than enough evidence linking, because all the weapons, all the communication, everything. So that, of course, is there, because I'm emphasizing it was initiated by them with a purpose. The purpose had three aims. A lot of people were not happy with Kashmir developing, peace developing, a lot of tourists coming, and it returning to normalcy. So you saw the moment this happened, everybody left. So who became the sufferers? The people of Kashmir. The second aim of this attack was to create a divide. That was the manner in which it was created. It was definitely, I don't have to highlight. So, of course, there was the expected reaction, but I think India is a very mature country, and there are very, very wise people that they don't fall to such tactics. And the third aim was for the field marshal, or you want to call him a field marshal, to regain. That was the aim of Pakistan Army, to refocus, because internally they were facing a lot of this thing. So whenever they rally against India or Kashmir, so the whole country, whatever their problems are, they come together. So that were the three aims. The only miscalculation was done by, okay, for dignity of the armed forces, I will continue to call him Chief of Army Staff Munir, was that he miscalculated the reaction, because they are very good in narrative building. Balakot would have happened, they would have said, they down one, we down one, and we all question everything. So you say we are equal. So he will say, Pakistan Army is the one which has saved you from India. But what he miscalculated was what we did. What we did, okay, there's been some videos, you're showing the satellites. Okay, you can start showing. A lot of things has been put up by the DGMOs and everything what has been done to Pakistan. We struck 9 terrorist camps. Now, heart of Punjab and Pak Army, Murid ke Bharpur. You know, striking there is like striking Chennai. That is the impact. If something falls right next to you, you feel something is there. You struck at every major city. That was the precise act on the terrorist camps or locations. The next day, it was told to Pakistan on DGMO level talk that you escalated, we retaliated, we don't want to escalate. So, Pakistan Army survives on this, that they're better than us, because they can fool the people. So now it was visible damage to the public, because what happens in Kashmir, it is. So they fool the people, say anything or whatever they want to say. But then it was right in Lahore, it is Bhavalpur, it is Punjab, Pak Punjab I am talking. So, they couldn't hide it, so they had to retaliate the next. So they thought, okay, the next retaliation, maybe India. We got the better of them on the next night. On the third night and the fourth night, they crumbled. They crumbled badly. They were finished. Now, what are the damage done to them? Some of the satellite pictures are gone. All their air bases were targeted, all of them. It is like targeting Bombay, Chennai, Bangalore. I mean, you name the big city, it was targeted, because all their air bases obviously are in cities. And if you target air bases, you target the hangars. Even if you have no information, the hangars has aircraft. Now, there is no official confirmation. Some information is coming out, but it is unconfirmed, so can't be quoted if I'm speaking. Maybe $3 to $4 billion worth of equipment or damage has been done. So, the number of aircraft, huge number. Something which, okay, I'll quote TV, which was visible. The C-130, their advanced early warning system, there was a fuel tanker. Some of the aircraft are the West, some of the aircraft are the Chinese. And radars and so many other things. All this happened, and all this happened when in each of the retaliation, they couldn't hurt possibly even a fly of us. Our air defense stopped each and everything. They carried out a whole narrative, but I am from Punjab. And, you must have heard of Amritsar, Adhampur. I commanded that division, 15th division, which is in Amritsar. The GOC came on TV. I commanded it 7 years back. So I commanded it during Balakot. During Balakot, we had the deployment. Of course, it was some of the things coming up, but I am fully aware of the scenario. I can imagine we downed some, because it never got escalated, but we downed some drones that time. So, we don't publicize, but that time also had it got escalated. So the only damage they could do was, I think, one house in Firozpur village, lady died, but rest all damage was in LC, across the LC firing, which keeps happening, RT shells, and they can't target army because they don't get, so they punch, they hit a Gurudwara. Civilians, some civilians, unfortunately, and in the whole of this operation, I think we had just 5, but you have an official record, which has been said, 100 plus terrorists. You have seen the funerals, and the big names, some of them may not be known to you, have been killed, and you have the army standing next to them. So what does it say? It is like Hafiz Saeed is the same. Of course, he was not there. He would have been maybe shot down that time also. So, you know, immense damage has been done. It has hurt them sick. It has really hurt them badly. All this narrative, I will try and speak of it later, is just a cover up. It is a huge cover up. And possibly what will happen to Pakistan, God only knows. But they made a very, very big mistake by doing all this. And they they were surviving on telling the nation that we are the saviors, despite having lost every war. But that's how you make your public change and become naive, that they don't even realize that what is correct and what is not correct. So therefore, they have been selling this, but now definitely the public also knows. And what does Pakistan? I think everybody knows that, but to put it simply, Pakistan rules the country. They want to rule the country, so they have to have an enemy. So enemy is India. So they can't fight India conventionally. So what they do, these guys from the poor families, and they are radicalized in thought and give them a larger cause, send them across, and also take care of the families, even give them drugs. So, this is a factory. You kill 100, 100 will come. So the target actually is not the terrorist or these people, which it is the Pakistan army. So the actual hit has been done on Pakistan army, and Pakistan army comprises 90 or 70% of Pakistan Punjabis. They rule the country. Rest of the country is in quite a bad shape. Rest of the regions are in bad shape. So, this is the thing which has been achieved. I won't emphasize more than that. There has been some talk on, you have seen that this 4-day war got closed so quickly. I think this is a marvelous achievement. I'll give you an example. I was DG Army Corps. The Ukraine war had just started. And in the first month, when the Russia was on its back foot, the delegate, high-level PACOM chief and everybody came on some discussions, and one was part of it. So I just remarked, Mecca, this is the time to exit. You're on the winning side. I mean, they had some people who were part of the NSA and other, higher level decision making. They said, no, we will finish Russia this time. Look at their vision and look at their understanding of warfare. Now I want to highlight, tell me, World War, if you go to the statistics, the number of casualties, airplanes, ships lost by the West is double the number what has been lost by the other side. It was the atom bomb which made them sign that thing. And of course, Hitler's that thing that I will not get into details. After that, has West won any war? Any country of the West, tell me, which war? Afghanistan, you've seen the state, they defeated around 20 countries getting together against a middle level, not even middle level power. So Afghanistan, they had to exit. Vietnam, they had to exit. Ukraine, they have to exit. So which war have they won? China, have they fought any war? 79 they fought, they got lost. After that, they have not fought a war. So what is this narrative? And we have fought every war and won. We have fought insurgency, we have fought Gen K. The 62 thing also, where it was a strategic decision for us to withdraw. But wherever we stood, if we were 100, 4,000. You have Joginder Singh PVC, you have Mahavir Chakra, Jaswant God. These people stood there. You have Chushul, last man, last round. So, people, this narrative building has to change. So anyway, so this closure was done in a very fine manner. And if we still question that, then definitely we are challenging our strategic wisdom. There are other lessons. DRDO chief, their equipment and everything has been proven, BrahMos, Akash and all. Make in India, we have been trying. This was the result. We have a long way to go because it's a tech war, but definitely our equipment and the equipment which we have, the Chinese and the West equipment has failed. We have won all wars against Pakistan when Pakistan was using Western equipment. So why are we saying Western equipment is good? So, it's again a narrative which has been built on you. So, there are many, many points which needs to be understood. So the closure, when it happened, we have given a decisive action. We don't want, because we don't want to remain in war, because the focus is toward development. We have and there are a lot of people who need to be helped. There are a lot of people who need to be lifted. So that is the focus. Therefore, this action has given us a position of strength, whether you want to do, you can do anything. Pakistan has no capability to react because they can only talk now. So now is the other organs of. So in the TV, why I have emphasized this, TV is discussing what I have said is very clear. Please discuss the military ops is done. Discuss something ahead of it. You see, so if people want to confuse, they will confuse you otherwise. So that's why I thought, let me put this thing, military ops is done and dusted. It will put the Pakistan back into, I can't use some other language. They are gone. So where you want to go from here, it is your choice. So that is the other organs of power. So I would have finished here, but maybe a few points. Make in India, of course, is very essential. I have been part of a lot of projects, and I think here also we had 1 or 2 sessions, Zoravar and all this, and one is interacting with all the tech and other things. So this is the thing. And South India, Chennai, and you people are the ones who can really push. And the effort of Indians can really take, because Indian Army, if you rank, they put us some third, fourth. And this third, fourth is not because of what we are, it is only because that we are relying on others. Otherwise, I can tell you, I told you which country has won the war. So, I will talk about UN a little later. So maybe this narrative war you can show. We have ambassadors who are permanent representative and all that. I was in 2, 3 UN missions. I was in South Sudan. So I want to give you another narrative which you can show that. Okay, you can show that the video. So this video I kind of proudly show. Coming up. I'm okay for time. No, I'm finishing. It's coming or no? No, no, not this video here. That's 71. It's a surrender video of 71 war. And you can see they are laying down their arms. Yeah, you can see that. Okay, play that. This is the Pakistan Army coming down and laying down their arms. This is the Brigadier General who's removing his ranks. This is the biggest insult. The 71 war was the biggest defeat in the history. No war has created another country in 13 days. And why I proudly show is that 6 gentlemen sitting there is GOC of 9, who happens to be my grandfather. He is Major General Dalbir Singh, GOC 9 Infantry Division. That time. Okay, you can cut this. Show the next one. Okay, in South Sudan, I was the sector commander. We had Chinese with us. So, Chinese ran away. There was a rebel attack and they ran away. I'm just showing you this photograph. I don't know if you can make out. I marked Chinese. The Chinese are scared of Mongols, and then they're scared of Indian Army 6, because the Opium War, the British Indian Army, which comprised mostly of 6, had really had them. So whenever they make their fun videos, they put a Sikh there. So that is how they relate with things. You see the body language of this Chinese. They're not fighters. They are businessmen. And they're scared of this Mongol guy who's standing next. You can see that the body language. Okay, the next. Next, show that news where it shows, because you have to show now evidence that they ran away. I tried to make it viral, but the Chinese are so good that they don't allow any negative news and they create a different news. Can you show that news? Yeah, just if you can scroll it. This is a Guardian news. Put this in Google. UNPC refused to help it. Chinese troops abandoned their post rather than engage in fighting. They ran away. Their ICB was hit. Then one had to take on the Ethiopian troops and some Indian company to stabilize the situation. Okay, so this is what they were done. So, okay, you can close this. So this narrative war, which is there, really has to change. As I have given you some examples, our media also, I think, our media, we are very good in deriding one side with the other. But I think, because I can give this example, maybe you'll understand. They were discussing Munir, but they were showing photographs, all media channels. They were showing Munir as if he has done a victory, standing on a tank, standing and talking and examining some equipment and walking as if they have not shown Indian generals and chiefs in that manner, our Indian media. You should have shown the satellite imageries of all this and discussed Munir. If they're discussing Munir, that why has he become a field marshal? Why are you showing photos which project him in a good light? Do you find any Western media doing that for India? We don't realize what we do. So, I can carry on. And last is, this is a moment of reckoning for the country. Because, next, when China, this thing, Chennai is not in the rear. Chennai is in the front as far as China is concerned. Because, no, I'm not joking. Because even now, they have not done anything. These guys are looking at soft targets, the metros. And China, when you come from the Bay of Bengal, we have strategic installations. So, it is requires really a thought to everybody, that security and importance of the security. And as far as the armed forces are concerned, all I can say is possibly the realization that a soldier needs, because, it's self-motivation can't carry you. So larger respect, it is not tokenism. Maybe the Agniveers, when they come out, please take them in the industry. When the AVSM retires, you can see the army officers, they are the best when they retire. As corporate leaders, as motivational, as technology, as logistics, as administrators. We have example of Group Captain Vijay here. So, that kind of not tokenism by being Facebook warriors or Twitter warriors. Something by which the armed forces, the respect, and sometimes there are turf wars. Because, please also understand, we are fighting an army which is ruled by their army, both Pakistan and China. So if the sensitivity is not there, because in a democracy, this is how it happens. But sometimes we get into a turf wars. Armed forces is a Brahmastra. Keep it to one side, respect it. Don't compare it. People start comparing one organization. We compare with the world. You also compare. The corporate should compare with the corporate world. The CAPFs should compare with Pak Rangers. Why are you comparing yourself with us? Any other administrative services should compare with the best in the world. Why are you comparing? We are the protectors. So we are a different creed. So that is all I want to say. Thank you and John.